Good morning, middle school parents. It's certainly a glorious Monday here. We started Iowa testing today, so thank you for those of you who got your students here on time this morning. It's important to continue doing that the remainder of the week. Well, it's important to do that daily, but especially with testing for the remainder of the week. We are also thankful to have our Lions, our eighth grade Lions, back in the house safely. And I know they certainly had a great time last week learning about our nation's history while in DC. Beautiful cherry blossoms, but I think it's kicked up some allergies. But anyway, we're thankful that they had a great week in DC. One of the things I want to talk to you about today is how can we help teens steward boredom well? So we believe the answer to the question actually begins with a little self-reflection. Maybe talking about with your student, what do you believe about productivity and downtime? Share what you think about that. Ask your student, how do they feel about the idiom? And this may be the first time they've heard that, and I actually said this to a student not too long ago, idle hands are the devil's workshop. What does that mean? Should we always be engaged in a productive activity? And what happens when we daydream? What happens when you and I don't finish our to-do list? Or maybe we just need a few moments for a little while. But I think it's really important to teach our students what to do with that boredom. Downtime is good. And so humans have probably always wrestled with boredom, but modern expectations about entertainment, we live in a world where we feel like we have to be entertained 24/7. Productivity, instant access to information. Never have people had instant access to information like they do today. But does that serve to increase our awareness of our boredom and maybe how uncomfortable we are with it? But boredom can manifest itself in a lot of ways. Lazily lying around, even being restless or having frantic activity. But like many emotions, boredom is also an invitation to bravely notice what our internal landscape looks like. Boredom doesn't just take place in a vacuum. It's an outworking of our deepest belongings and desires. And it tells us what we believe about God and the world and ourselves. So, we can't avoid boredom in the world, but what we can do is choose how we respond to it. And will we mask the discomfort and the uncomfortable feeling with technology and distraction? Or can we learn to embrace being still and being quiet, particularly on behalf of the Lord? And so I've got some guided questions that I would love for you to host a conversation with your teen using. Questions like, what does boredom feel like to you? And how do you usually respond to that emotion? Do you just sit with it? Are there many feelings and activities that can make it go away? Is boredom good? Is it bad? Is it somewhere in between? What would you say to that? It's a good guided question to have with your teen. Ask them, if you could have a perfect day, what would that look like for you? If you had a full 24 hours to spend however you wanted, what would that day look like from beginning to end? What feels like a good day to you? When you go to bed after a normal day and you reflect back over what happened, what makes that day feel worthwhile? You could ask, when's the last time you completely lost track of time because you were caught up in an activity? What were you doing during that time? You can ask, what's your favorite phone app if they do have a cell phone? What's your least favorite app on your phone and why? Talk to them about how it makes how your phone can make you feel. Like, after you spent 20 minutes checking notifications, or maybe you've even lost track and you've spent an hour on there, then how do you feel once you put your phone down and walk away? How do you feel after you respond to text? Ask your middle schooler, do you think you have healthy technology habits? And why? And why not? And what do we want downtime? Think about this. What do you want downtime and rest as a family to look like? So those are just some great questions to begin having conversations, to think through as a parent, and to think through as a parent of a middle schooler specifically. So if you'd like some more information on that, some more resources on that, some more data and statistics on how to deal with boredom as a family, reach out to me and I'll be glad to send you that Access Parent Guide on boredom. So thanks much and have a great week.